Have you ever opened a newspaper and just been hit by how much can happen in a single day? On one page, you've got the world on the brink of war. Flip it over, and doctors are pulling off a medical miracle. Well, today, we're diving into one of those 24-hour periods that just perfectly captures the conflict, the strength, and the sheer wonder of our world, all happening at the same time. Let's get into it. So here's our roadmap. We'll kick things off with some pretty serious global tensions, then pivot to a show of national power. After that, we'll zoom right into the daily rhythm of a city, check out the political stage, and wrap it all up with a medical story that is, frankly, unbelievable. All right, first up, we're going global. We're looking at a moment where the tension between Iran and the United States suddenly went from a simmer to a full-on boil. And this is the image that really set the world on edge. Iran released these photos, claiming this is the wreckage of a downed American fighter jet. Now, this wasn't just a political jab. This was a real physical act that took a simmering conflict and just poured gasoline all over it. And of course, that leads to the one question on literally everyone's mind. Are we watching the start of a much bigger war? The next few hours, the next few days, they're absolutely critical. And believe me, the situation is spiraling, and it's spiraling fast. You've got conflicting reports on what kind of jet it even was. In the middle of all this, a top U.S. general gets fired. Then, over at the UN, America's own allies are blocking military action. And it's not contained either. There are reports of missile strikes injuring civilians and new threats being made. This isn't just one thing. It's a crisis that's exploding on multiple fronts, all at once. Okay, so while that whole crisis is unfolding in the Gulf, on the very same day, another major power is sending a totally different kind of message. This one isn't about immediate conflict. It's about long-term strength. Yeah, while the world is watching the Middle East, India has just quietly commissioned its third home-built, nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarine. And its name? Aridaman, which pretty fittingly means destroyer of enemies. So what exactly is an SSBN? You can think of it as the ultimate insurance policy. It's a submarine that runs on nuclear power and carries nuclear missiles. Its whole purpose is nuclear deterrence. Basically, the power to hit back even if you get hit first. It's a game changer. This table here really breaks it down nicely. See, both types of subs run on nuclear fuel, but their jobs are completely different. The SSBN, the one we're talking about, is all about strategic deterrence. It carries the big missiles. The other kind, the SSN, is more of a tactical hunter-killer. By adding a third SSBN to its fleet, India is really cementing its place in a very exclusive club, right alongside powers like the US, Russia, and China. It completely reshapes the strategic map. All right, let's zoom in. We're going from these massive global power moves right down to the city streets, where the struggles of the day are, a lot more personal. 1 kilogram. That's how much cocaine the police seized from a single person in Maroli. It's just a really stark reminder of the city's constant, grinding battle against drug trafficking. And it's not just illegal drugs. Police also raided this factory, and what were they making? Counterfeit toothpaste. I mean, they were literally filling up branded tubes with fake stuff and selling it to people who had absolutely no idea what they were putting in their mouths. And this right here, tells a whole story about supply and demand and the real human cost. On one side, you've got these long lines of people, and on the other, a yard full of empty cooking gas cylinders. There's a severe shortage, and it's forcing regular people to spend hours of their day just waiting for something as basic as gas for their stoves. And when you pull it all together for the day, it's a tough picture. A man murdered for his phone and a little cash. Arrests for theft. The guy from that fake toothpaste factory got caught. And then a fatal accident at a construction site. It's a really sobering look at the risks and realities of everyday urban life. Okay, so from the streets, let's head over to the political arena, where the battles are fought in a totally different way. Not with fists, but with words and strategy. This story is all about one person, Raghav Chadha. He's a member of parliament, and after he was removed from a pretty important party position, he didn't just stay quiet. He went straight to social media and released a video message to talk directly to the people. And this was his core message: I have been silenced, not defeated. That is some powerful political framing, right? He's taking what looks like a professional loss and turning it into a statement about his own resilience, basically telling everyone that this fight is far from over. And now for our final story. We're going to shift gears completely. We're leaving all the conflict and politics behind, and we're stepping into a quiet hospital room where something truly miraculous took place. I mean, the headline says it all, doesn't it? The heart was on the right, not the left. Doctors at a hospital in Delhi were faced with a patient who had this incredibly rare condition, a challenge that was going to push their skills to the absolute limit. So the condition is called situs inversus. It's something you're born with, and it means that all your major organs are a mirror image of where they should be. For this 31-year-old woman, her heart was on the right side of her chest, her liver was on the left, everything was completely flipped. Now, you have to understand how monumental the challenge was here. First, the mirrored anatomy meant that every standard procedure was out the window. Second, the surgeon actually had to stand on the patient's left side to operate, the exact opposite of how they've been trained their entire career. And if that wasn't enough, they did the whole complex heart valve repair through a tiny 4-centimeter incision. It's just an absolutely incredible feat of skill and adaptation. So, after all that, from global power plays to the beat of a single misplaced heart, what does one day truly tell us? We've seen the world on the brink of war, a quiet show of military might, the daily grind of the city, a political fight for survival, and a medical miracle. I think it tells us that our world isn't just one story. It's everything, all at once. It's the global and the deeply personal, the tragic and the triumphant, all unfolding in the very same 24 hours.